saying it's a hot rod, like 7 inches from the midday sun. I hear your words and your words melt everyone, but you say so cool. My Mona Kita, my Spanish Harlem Mona Lisa. You're my reason for a reason to step in my groove. And I say if this life ain't good enough, I will give my world to lift you up. I can change my life, better suit your mood. You're so smooth. And it's just like the ocean that's under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of loving that can be so smooth. I say, give me your heart, make it good, or else forget about it. I'll tell you one thing. If you believe it, be a crying shame. In every breath, every word, I hear your name calling me out. From the barrio, I hear my rhythm on the radio. And hear you feeling my world turn round and round, turning you around. And I say, if this life ain't good enough, I will give my world to lift you up. I will change my life to better suit your mood. You're so smooth. And it's just like the ocean that's under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got a kind of loving that can be so smooth. I said, give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. That's under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got a kind of loving that can be so smooth. I said, give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. All right, thank you.
I feel better already. I like that. Thank you. Our worship theme for September is way stations and journeys. And the service today invites reflection on where you have been recently and where you might be heading. I love this quote, which comes from our September Covenant Group guide that is compiled each month by Mary Beth Hayden. The future is not some place we are going to, but one we are creating. The paths to it are not found, but made. And the making of those pathways changes both the maker and the destination. These are the words of Margaret Silf in a book called Wayfaring. And so on each Labor Day weekend, we look forward to the making of fall pathways. Some of us may also have the end of summer blues, even as the new is beckoning. And so we gather to encourage one another, maybe to dance a little bit as the summer season draws to a close. We light our chalice this morning as a symbol of the light that sustains us, inspiring creativity and feeding our spirits for the journey. Welcome to this way station of All Souls, that holds all the seasons of our lives through the ups and downs of navigating change together. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, which is 368 in the hymnal, Now Let Us Sing.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you. That was good. That was actually pretty good for a small group. My name is Garrett Suarez. I'm your worship associate today. I use he, him pronouns. I want to extend a warm welcome to you all. If you're visiting us for the first time or still feel a little bit new here, please raise your hand so that we can give you an All Souls welcome. Any visitors? All right. If you're here in the sanctuary, the order of service is available in printed form from the ushers or on your phone by using the QR code in the pews. For those on Zoom, a link to the order of service is in the chat. Our weekly email bulletin is a great way to find out the latest news. Sign up through the link on the All Souls homepage. All Souls recognizes that our city and our church was built on lands taken from indigenous people. We lament this injustice. The closest village to our church site was Nacotchtank, from which the name Anacostia is derived. The residents were part of the Piscataway group of tribes still present in DC and Maryland region today. For all of us who aren't native to this land, or the land where you reside around the world, one way to practice our commitment to the eighth principle is to go beyond acknowledgement and find out what Native organizing is happening in your area and how you can support it. Now is our time of greeting one another. If you're on Zoom, go to the gallery view, turn your camera on if you're willing and able. If you're in the sanctuary, we encourage you all to get up, move around as you are comfortable.
Hard work
All right, everybody. We will make sure to continue all of our conversations after the service. Thank you. Welcome.
Those fallen leaves drift by my window. Those are the leaves of red and blue. I see your lips, those summer kisses, those sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall. All right, get ready, y'all. Thank you.
It's like a really groovy morning in here today. Absolutely. Hello, everybody. My name's, hey, good morning. Good morning. My name is Ryan McCray Ely, and we warmly welcome you to a number of events over the next several weeks. Choir rehearsal for the Jubilee Singers has begun again. Amen. Can we get a round of applause for that? The first rehearsal will be held this Tuesday, September the 5th. The second rehearsal for All Souls Choir will take place Thursday, September the 7th. Homecoming Happiness Hour will take place Wednesday, September the 6th on the terrace. We will welcome new staff and enjoy seeing one another as the congregational year begins. This is the day before my birthday, so I know it's going to be a good one. All right. Gardening Day is also next Saturday, September the 9th, beginning at 9 a.m. going until noon. Gardening is a great excuse to play in the dirt with your church friends, so come on and hang out. All right. Next Saturday is also our Children and Youth Religious Education Teacher Training, September the 9th, 9:30 to 2:30. I think there may also be a virtual option available. Parents are invited to sign up for Safe Shores as well. Contact Laura Prophet for additional details. Homecoming Sunday is next week, September the 10th. That's also exciting. Woo! This is our first service of the church year with a combined festival choir and a range of speakers. Please come add your spirit and voice. All are welcome, whether online or in person. Core Connections kickoff is Sunday, September the 17th, 12:15. There will be lunch. This curriculum is an open invitation to all souls to connect more deeply with our beloved community. Get a taste of exciting courses which will be offered and decide which you'd like to take. Please register now for September the 17th Core Collections. Connections, not collections, connections. And now we turn to our congregational cares. Gordon Kent is in the hospital with severe kidney infection, but improving with antibiotics and fluids. His cousin Diane is keeping us informed, and we wish him a full recovery soon. Libby Boogley had a tumble off her bike and was scraped up, but will be okay. Thinking of her in the aftermath, and we are so glad that she was not seriously injured. This week, we remember all of our most senior members, many of whom have been a part of the All Souls community for many decades. We hold many in prayer for medical conditions and health treatments. We are grateful for the gifts of time and treasure that have paved the way for our current congregation. Now I would invite you to voice your names and situations aloud or in the chat. Would you please join me in a moment of prayer or meditation as the Spirit calls you? Lord and Spirit on high, bless the coffee we drink. If it please you, lend us a little extra milk for our cereal and send a nice breeze through our kitchen. If we miss the metro tomorrow, grant us a melody to hum while we wait. If we should be so blessed as to see a friend, let us smile at them like we stole cookies and got away scot-clean. Let the mosquitoes not be so bad. Remind us to close the cabinets and to bring a jacket at night. Now I know none of us are any more special than any other. We are all equally deserving in grace. So, should none of this come to pass, we will endeavor to see the million beauties that are already present in our lives. Yet, if you would favor us, grant us a few more warm evenings with our beloved and a scoop of ice cream we probably shouldn't have. May the Spirit be with us. Ashe. Amen.
for all those things named and unnamed. We say amen. Labor Day weekend is always an edgy time for me. I must have some kind of school start alarms that are hardwired into my nervous system. It's this strong mix of adrenaline and anxiety that rolls in every year. It feels as if more homework is coming, and the loss of vacation is happening, and some kind of impending structures that will confine me, as if all the expansion of July and August is going to squeeze back into the tighter space of September responsibilities. I get the end of summer blues. Does anybody else? A few. Less is changing than my nervous system imagines. And this state of kind of anxious sorrow is out of proportion to what is actually occurring. When I take a closer look, I can identify what I'm excited about. I remember that moving towards more work will bring joy and satisfaction also, that I can design around work, setting up clear boundaries and pacing myself for the long haul. And yet there's kind of a mashup going on that we experience on purpose at our music today. Autumn leaves are falling, winter song is coming, summertime is still here, heat wave is with us. So it's confusing to the body to know where you are. The words by Margaret Silf that we heard in the call to worship bear repeating. The future is not some place we are going to, but one we are creating. The paths to it are not found, but made. And the making of those pathways changes both the maker and the destination. And so our way station of Labor Day weekend is an important one for creating the path forward. It would be easy to just tip headlong into September as if we had no agency at all, as if the rush of schedules and commitments were not at least partially of our own choosing. We always have the power of life design and the capacity to respond in ways that shape the journey and the destinations. This is my other job as a spiritual director and a coach, to encourage those active choices in creating the path to the future, to reaffirm all the ways that we can nourish our own spirits with a variety of practices to shape our living for the better. And when I look back at summer, it's simple to see what kept me buoyant on the journey. I always do more of these things in July and August. Seeing new landscapes or returning to favorite places, just changing the very DC-centric channel. Or enjoying time with family and friends, often around art performances and good food. Taking naps, giving my busy brain some adequate time out. Learning something new through a class or a book or a film. And then being outside in nature, away from buildings, screens, and the incessant email and texting chains. Sometimes it is true, summertime and the living is easy. And each person that I work with in any setting is craving a more expansive life. The kind that seems to have more space in summer, or usually just more inner permission to choose recreation and renewal. In the July and August season, it seems easier to identify what would nourish our spirits and what exactly has been sucking our life energy. And therefore, it's important to notice what you did and how it made you feel, to look back and remember. and to ask, how could you keep designing more of that into fall, even as the season changes? I think the summer blues arise about now because it feels difficult to continue in this more spacious way, maybe even impossible. And I generally need to do some intervention with my more despondent self. I can kindly acknowledge the sadness, the anxiety, and yet gently reject the false premise of impending confinement. The truth is, I am not headed into a more imprisoned existence, and many choices I could make have breath and life. And the same is true for each of us. Holding commitments more lightly could definitely help, and recognizing that you need periods of space around work. Every day, every week, every season, to give up choice on that breathing room is to capitulate entirely to our system of extractive capitalism. And this puts all our value in maintaining the scope of our production and our status as laborers. I'm not buying it, and you don't have to either. In many ways, the process that's needed here is straightforward. What aspects of your life make your heart sing? And how can you amplify these things? What work do you need to reduce or end and let go? And how could you create some boundaries around the never-ending demands of your labor and even more space for joy and play? You probably need to take a little time out to contemplate this, because the design of life journey needs some way station of reflection. We can use our full capacity to choose. As Margaret Self said, the paths to the future are not found but made, and the making of those pathways changes both the maker and the destination. Just establishing a few small changes and keeping them going starts to create more space for intentional experience. And keeping the discipline of a kind of open, creative, recreational time in even small amounts impacts the whole formula of design. Because when you find some respite, you want some more, and often decide you will take steps to create it. I believe you can do this because I have seen it happen over and over again. I wrote a resource on life design called Spirit Journey, and I've led a number of individuals and groups in this work. It's a self-directed project that benefits from having partners in accountability. And Spirit Journey is based on the power of creating the path to the future step by step. First, you identify a few practices that would nourish your spirit. You make sure you schedule them, or at least the windows for them, and then you start. You evaluate and shift every few weeks and course correct to a different formula if desired. You just begin again when you forget or don't keep the plan, which happens over and over. There's no need for high drama and despair about this. Just start over with love and patience for yourself. As part of Core Connections, I'm going to be offering a 2-part hybrid small group workshop in October on our wide and varied All Souls ecosystem of congregational care. And Spirit Journey will be included as a resource because anxious, stressed out, overcommitted people do not have much bandwidth for caring for other people. And so congregational care actually starts with you, the life you design for yourself. if you can bring more joy and spirit and love to your living, then this impacts what you have to give to others. The quality of our lives depends on these choices we make, and time is passing quickly. Very few people at the end of their days say, I wish I had worked harder and answered more email. What we pay attention to becomes our life, and how we travel individually and together matters deeply. I believe in our human capacity to savor our aliveness while we make a strong contribution. In the short time, we have the capacity to do so. You have probably heard this poem by Rumi, which describes the Sufi way of beauty and love. Today, like every other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Don't open the door to the study and begin reading. Take down a musical instrument. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. And at this Labor Day way station, what is your paid and volunteer work to do? How will you offer labor in a way that brings life to others and still nourishes your own spirit? You have the power to create pathways to the future, so make the choices that enrich your soul. May it be so, and blessed be.
Hello again. As some of you who know me, I'm from a farm outside of Tampa, Florida. I moved here to DC 12 years ago, where I met lots of people from around here, the Northeast and other more northerly places than where I was from. They grew up with blizzards and snow days, pretty novel concept for me. By contrast, I grew up with hurricane days. For much of this past week, kids in Tampa stayed home while weathering the effects of Hurricane Idalia. Seeing images of the damage from Hurricane Idalia reminded me particularly of the 2004 hurricane season, in which Hurricanes Charlie, Francis, and Jean hit our home. 3 times that year, school was canceled for several days. I stayed home and cleared down branches, exchanged non-perishable foods with neighbors, and filled up water troughs for our animals before the electricity for our well inevitably failed. Meanwhile, my dad, a TV news reporter, still had to go to work. He stood out in the storms on live local television, assuring fellow Floridians that there was indeed a storm outside, and that the last thing they should do is stand outside. Luckily, the damage we sustained in the storms was ultimately pretty manageable. We rebuilt the downed fences, we cleared the fallen trees. Days later, the electric company came, and I'll never forget what it meant to us when they arrived to clear the trees, restore electricity, and get our well back up and running. They even gave us kids candy bars. On the other hand, I think we've all seen the images of the aftermath from the recent fires in Maui. Many families there were not so lucky. The damage in many places on the island is catastrophic. Families are waiting for help. I remember what it means to receive help during a natural disaster, and now I'm happy to do the same for others who are in the same position or much worse. That's why this entire month, our Share the Plate initiative will benefit the Kako Maui Fund. Although most of our Share the Plate recipients are local organizations, we occasionally do others. For September, we will share donations with this Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. The widespread damage of the fires was directly related to colonization and extractive agricultural practices that diverted water from natural ecosystems. Your gifts will go to a relief fund specifically dedicated to helping Native Hawaiians recover and rebuild. If you're in the sanctuary, the ushers will be passing the plate for our offering. You can also text to All Souls by sending ASCU to 73256, as you can see here on the screen. If you're on Zoom, click the link in the chat, which will direct you to All Souls online giving. Thank you in advance for your generosity.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings until you take to the sky. But till that morning, there ain't nothing gonna harm you. 'Cause Daddy and Mommy, we're gonna be standing by.
One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings until you take to the sky. But till that morning, there ain't nothing gonna harm you. 'Cause Daddy and Mommy, we're gonna be standing by. 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 So let the light shine in. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine. in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Yes. And I'm feeling, ooh, I'm feeling good. Yeah. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. Rivers running free, you know how I feel. Blossoms up in the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yes. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly up in the sun, you know what I mean, yes you do. Butterflies having lots of fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. 'Cause it's a new world, it's a new world, it's a bold world for me, yeah, yeah, yes. I'm feeling good, yes. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yes. Oh, ooh, yeah, oh, feeling good.